You should have seen an assignment to a specific group on the Slack channel or Slack workspace, one of the 5 groups that are available. These are also viewable on ClickUp under groups. If you have not been assigned to one of those groups, it's because I can't link your name. There's some ambiguity between your name and the ones on the Slack names. So please just send me a direct message so that you can be assigned to the corresponding group. We will be using these groups for all our tutorial discussions, similar to what Elizabeth uses for thermodynamics as well as reactors in final year. This is to attempt to ensure that we all participate in the discussion in tutorials and not just sit around wait for the final answer. In some instances we will provide final answers, in some instances we won't. In the event that it's easy enough to guide you toward the final answer, finding the final answer would be your own responsibility. Right, so if any of you do not know how Elizabeth handles the touch sessions, please raise your hand now or send a message or something like that. Yes, Dana. I assume you do not understand how the discussions work. If that is correct. The discussions on Slack is there to accommodate those with poor connection or low data. So instead of me blabbering around on ClickUp Collaborate, we can all kind of leave the session. I'm still gonna keep the session open, but the entire discussion will be on Slack. In the event that there's a recurring question, probably not in today's tutorial session, but in one of the following ones, there is a channel created which is called Ask Paul in Touch. Please join that, and then you post that question there. If there's a recurring question that you want me to answer directly or want to explain in a bit more detail or something like that, then I will refer to ClickUp and explain it there if it's easier to do on a writing platform. Cool. Ivandre, in terms of the textbook, chapter 1 and chapter 2 is on ClickUp under study material. You can find it there. So while we are still new to this entire thing, I'm keeping ClickUp open. If you have unlimited data and whatever, please stay on the channel. I will maybe make some announcements during our session. But other than that, please find yourself on your own. Not yet, no. Okay, we will be assigning or awarding participation marks. It is expected of you that all of you in a group participate in the discussion. All the teaching assistants and lecturers will be providing some discussion points around a specific question, or so for today's that some of the questions kind of start their own discussion points, and then it is your responsibility as students in the group to maintain that discussion, ask questions, answer questions. Do not direct all your questions to the teaching assistant or lecturers. Try and help each other whenever there's something that is misunderstood or incorrectly explained or so. We'll look into it and get you back on the correct track. Jessica, yes. So obviously it was difficult to do today because that questions were only uploaded late last night. I will attempt to provide you with the TUT questions probably on a Friday before the TUT so that you have some time to work on them before the tutorial. The best way of doing so is to attempt these questions before any assistance, therefore beforehand, um, and then the discussions around those questions could be more fruitful and open to a bit more complex, complex learning, and then some of the more complex topics around that can be discussed then in the tutorial. I'll get to your question now, Anita. Another thing, so the solutions manual to this textbook is, as everything on the internet, quite freely available. Now, some of you already have it. Some might not have it. Please do not go and look for it. It is, it can help you in some way, but it helps you 1%. Attempting the questions without looking at the final answer or without looking at the solution, and trying figuring it out by yourself or within your group is much more prone for you to learn and understand the work. Whereas if you only look at the final answer or the solution and go, oh yeah, I can do that, I promise you, you won't be able to do it in the exam or semester test. I try my very best, and I do put a lot of effort into my tests to ask questions that you've not seen before. Not something that is out of this world or ridiculous. It might be a space question sometimes, so it might be out of this world. Yeah, it's not going to be, oh, it looks like that 2.1, we can just copy that. It's not going to be like that. Try it by yourself, see if you can solve it. If you can't, ask questions and join the discussion in the tutorial groups. Anita, based on your question, we are always available during normal office hours. You can expect a answer to a question on general or your so these groups created on Slack, they are always available. You can ask a question anytime, whenever you want. If you're really bored at 2 a.m., you can ask a question. Don't expect a response then, but you should have a response within a day or two. I am relatively often on Slack, as in a number of times a day, and we do try to answer these questions as quickly as possible. Should one of your colleagues or fellow students know the answer, they are all also more than welcome to answer your questions. So yes, we are available, but within reason. Okay, so the textbook, yes, textbooks, we do, all the bookshops around campus should have them. Don't know where else you would be able to find it, but otherwise, obviously, you can purchase the PDF version online as well. Your name, Miss Abu Bakr, Mauza, I hope. Mauza, Muhaza. Hopefully one of those are correct. It might be a surprise. You can wait and see. Keep your eyes open on the assignments. Which was the second one? Waza. Perfect. Keep your eyes open on the assignment. There might be an assignment tab. There might be a assignment that become available later on. Might not. I did mention yesterday that you are more or less going to submit something each and every week. Okay, so stick around if you can. Otherwise, go and join your groups and we'll start the discussion. Those that are in group 5, I am in that group. I am going to troll the other groups to some extent during the session because it's a new way of, new approach for the tutorial sessions for me. In the event that I'm slow on answering something, please just bear with me. I am going to scan through all the other groups as well every now and then. We shall see you there. And please, some feedback on this would be greatly appreciated, whether you like it, whether you don't like it. If you do provide feedback, something like, I don't like it, that doesn't help. Please provide some motivation and reasoning behind that so that we can get to a workable solution. See you on the Slack channels.